my intention coming to the mat today is there is no intention. All I know is that I feel stirred, like I recognize this inner calm knowing that everything everything just is. It's just this like seated groundedness within me, and yet kind of like woven into this and on the surface is this familiarity of like yeah, like kind of stirredness. And so I'm like, okay, let's just go to the yoga, go to the yoga, go to the yoga. And it's really hot out there, so where else to do it than under the trees? And then I just saw this in my awareness. It's like this beautiful pocket of woods. Immediately coming here, she's like, just be here. And then also creating the video. And part of me is like, well, no, because I'm really stirred. So like, surely, like, just follow someone else. Just, blah blah blah. But anyway, here I am. Here we are, and there is no agenda. Like I've got no idea what I'm going to do. Got no idea what's going to happen. And that's okay too, isn't it? Isn't that part of like the great mystery of life? I see so often now how not knowing is an absolute joy. I remember some of my earliest trainings with mind coaching with Matt Hudson was there was this model called the map. And the map obviously is not the territory, it's simply a representation, just one representation of how we become what we are. And in essence, we come into a realm of infinite possibilities where life just is, and we are comfortable not knowing. And as we grow and we experience life and we have our identities and our values and our beliefs, we then our map gets smaller, the territory gets smaller. It's harder to be infinite when we've got all these labels on us and all these boxes around us. And it's not that they've been placed there intentionally and to keep us stuck. It's just how the mind works, or how the game is played. And so often remembering, like, comfortable not knowing, it just seemed to always resonate with me, or just I just remembered it, to be comfortable not knowing. And as time has progressed and as my dropping into this vehicle has continued to deepen and broaden, and I it's just taking me to a memory at Christmas time when did you ever used to go under the tree when you were little and just like squeeze and scrunch your presents that had your name on it, just try and figure out what they were? I'm pretty sure you did. I think we all did. And like one of my presents was a book, and it was wrapped up with that like plasticky paper, so you wouldn't rip it. So I opened it, and it was one of those books where the eye training. So you look at these strange patterns and 3D things come out of it. So it was so cool. And that night I just did the whole lot. Now, when it came to Christmas Day, obviously that was my present, so it got given to me, and I had to pretend that it was a surprise, and I had to pretend to enjoy doing them, and it was, all the magic was lost, and I knew it at that moment. I just didn't really calibrate and recognize what that represented, and I'm so glad I did that all the way back then, because now I see, oh my goodness me, without not knowing, the wonder and magic and mystery of life it doesn't exist. The unknown creates the wonder. The unknown creates awe, suspense. And yeah, that suspense can come in ways of like fear or excitement. And as you all know, like there's no difference between the physiological happenings when we're excited or we're scared. It's just what our mind makes it mean. And so the navigating, the training of the mind and the honing in and the taming of the mind is what allows and determines, how we experience life. And so the magic of the mystery. And so the mystery of not knowing what is going to happen right now, and knowing that this is where I'm exactly meant to be. So I'm just going to take a couple of moments and drop into some stillness and some silence, and if you'd like to join me, that would be lush. And it's good to have you with me right now, so thank you so much. And I'm just drawing my awareness into the space between my eyes, and also the space between my occipital ridges at the back just helps me hone in and kind of anchor into the body. Gently hugging the heart and gently lifting Mula Bandha and just feeling my sit bones in the earth and just sinking into the silence in this. And I'm going to begin by pushing my sit bones into the earth and feeling my body sway like the trees in the wind. My sit bones being the base of the trunk that we see. And I'm just allowing my roots to pour into the earth. Just feeling my umbilical cord from the Earth Mother connecting to my coccyx, tip of my spine. Just rocking. Just to feel it. Just to cultivate some movement, some sway, some freedom. Freedom from form. I notice that I can hold form quite often, like even if I get out of bed, it's like put both feet on the floor and stand up evenly, which I adore and I love, and yet where's the flexibility if I'm doing it all the time? I don't have to do it all the time. It's just that continued softening for myself, because I can be really good at being rigid. I'm just feeling the echo of this movement in the neck, like what happens to the head as we push one sit bone into the earth. Feeling the spine rippling all the way up. If I can maintain my awareness in the spine and not get pulled off and not just feel the sit bones or just the head, because as soon as I said head, I was like, well, where's the rest of me? Sometimes it feels like there's a gap in the middle. Maybe it's because of that, like, I'm an overthinker. So much activity and conscious awareness is in my head. And so I'm dropping it down. And I'm actually going to go from top down, because this just feels natural right now. So I feel the head swaying, and now I'm feeling what's happening in that aspect of my spine, just right like at the very top of the neck, the base of the skull. And then just feeling it kind of drip down to the bottom of the cervical spine, that bit that kind of sticks up out of the vertebrae at the bottom of the neck. And now kind of feeling it deliciously moving through the thoracic, And at the same time, it's still my sit bones that are instigating the movement. It's easier for my mind to have the awareness dropping from top to bottom right now. Going through the middle of the spine of the chest. Trickling down a bit further. I just noticed that my movement has slowed down, and this is really helping my mind to have the time to learn to find this aspect of my spine. And if we can go one vertebrae at a time, then we are really developing so many light pathways for consciousness to be and to play and to swirl around these aspects of our body, of our self, that are alive, that are light. And so if the mind can know this and be here, and we can be here even more. Just letting it trickle and down, just about to arrived at the top of my lumbar. A little smile, a little hum, just letting it be fun. Just trickling and trickling and trickling down. It's moving slowly, and that's okay. I'm not rushing. I don't know what's going on today, so I'm here. I'm here. As it's trickling down. And breathing. Trickling down. You know, our breath is available to support this, to support our mind coming in, to support the kind of like stirring of the sensory awareness that we have, can heighten it, which helps the mind find it. Sometimes though, if I breathe too much or I take a deep breath, it can kind of fling me out. So it's that dance between don't I really use the breath, or do I just allow the breath to be doing what it was doing before I decided to try and control it or interfere? Or is it that actually I really need the breath today to support me and my mind drifting inside? There's never a right or wrong. I just know that it's about flexibility and playing and exploring and using everything and all that is available, or nothing at all. Just really slow around my lumbar. It's just kind of like hovering in the mid-upper lumbar. And I'm not cajoling it, I'm not going to encourage it, I'm not going to coax it, I'm just going to let it show me. So I'm slowing down. And hey, if you've travelled all the way through and down, you know, follow your flow. Where else is your mind taking you? Where else is your subtle movement taking you? And maybe slow down even more so you can fine-tune to really create more depth and detail within the articulations, within the mind's focus. So you're just creating more awareness, which creates more photon density, more channels to hold more light. So we don't have to try to remember that we are divine beings strolling through this. I'm just aware of the breeze on my skin and the sound of the birds, whilst also aware of my vertebrae. And I've noticed recently for me that this has been a really nice practice to be able to maintain like a central awareness within, whilst also being aware of my environment being my body as well as what's around. I just noticed like an urge of like, I could say the word, label it as impatience, like a flurry of heat that's just like, that makes me just want to go like, oh, hurry up. And I recognize that feeling. And I'm just going to hold space with it. Doesn't mean I have to respond to it. And on this, I have just slowed down. I just feel more dense within my whole being. That's kind of cool. Thank you. And it's funny because I'm doing this video. I'm like, oh, well, I should really crack on. And isn't that part of it? Okay, so, and that is part of it for me. Like a message you might have like recognized one of their previous videos was that came through in a Tantra evening was, it's time to take responsibility for myself. And it's the most lovely thing because I'm doing these for me, these videos. I'm sharing my practice, that's all. And this is my practice today. This is my experience. It is the most unplanned, slow dripping of me through my spine. And this is just for me. And for you if you want it to be. Because when two or more come together in my name, it is done. So I'm upping my breath now out of curiosity to feel any responses, any shifts, any changes, and maybe it needs a bit of support for the energy to flow down through these vertebrae because they just seem to be staying. Like it's not really moving. So I'm like, okay, well now this is the time to kind of hug the area and breathe through it. Let's see what happens. So I'll encourage you if you're joining me doing this still, if there's any areas that you feel a bit stagnant in, or I know whether it's in the spine or it's somewhere else, just hug them back, breathe through them, and let's be curious. Be curious together. And I just allowed an invitation of where does this breath want to come from, and it came from below me, through the spine, and into that place where I've been hugging. And back down the spine, just into the tip of the spine, into the solar plexus, down into the pelvic bowl, lifting Mula Bandha, breathing up into the pelvic bowl, breathing out into the pelvic bowl. I could say I'm filling the vessel with breath, with prana, with my awareness. And still using the sit bones actively to be the aspect that's pushing into the earth. See, now my mind has just gone all over the place. It's like, first of all, it was just, starting to be in the vessel, in the base of the vessel, the pelvic bowl. And it's like I could feel it moving around my lumbar spine in like a vortex, like a messy vortex. There was no pattern, no rhythm, it was just like all over the place. And I'm just kind of guided to support that messy vortex with a bit of Sufi rolling. So just using again the sit bones, tucking the tailbone under the navel to spine, and then breathing in and pushing the navel out, and using like the breath and the sit bones to support, and just gently encourage this spiraling and vortex. And I just find like there's this natural whirl in my system that is whirling within me, even though it's not moving my body physically. I can feel it energetically just whirling me. So then this is what has instigated me doing this Sufi roll. And just noticing the floppy head as she responds to what's happening beneath. I just thought of a tree then, because like a tree gets blown around by the wind beyond. And so I'm like, well, how does the tree get moved by her roots? And then of course there's like energetics, nourishment. Oh, I don't know actually. When I say of course, I like to think I know. I just get moments of like images or inspiration. And I just want to stay open to actually really listen, because what better place to listen to how do you, tree, allow your roots and your base to move you through this world. I know it sounds like a silly question as I say it out loud, because trees are still and yet we know that they're not, and yet blah blah blah. Wait, why am I talking? Thanks, Jay. I can't remember who he got that from, but it's so cool, so poignant for me. Wait. And listen. One tongue for talking, two ears for listening. And then just lifting the chest up, the heart up to the sky, and exhaling, concave, navel to spine, and leaning the vertebrae behind you to the trees. And breathing in, pushing the sit bones in, and letting this again be that which ricochets through the spine as the solar plexus lifts, the heart lifts, the throat rises, the third eye rises. And then just surrendering and dropping in. How do you move from the roots? How do you move from the trunk? And just resting for a moment, letting my awareness drop inside. My hands are alive. My hands have felt so buzzing just recently, like to the point where I'm like, ooh, so hot. Are you okay? What's going on? It's like, doesn't matter. I'm just noticing they're alive. So I'm going to use my hands and this aliveness to stroke my thighs. Just squeezing my hips, squeezing my thighs, these wonderful, strong legs. Strong, strong legs. I have had the gift of feeling 2 pairs of incredibly strong legs recently. Like, I was so blown away by the strength in them, and I thought, well, this is a gift for me. What aspect, is it allowing me to have? And then just sitting this morning, I recognised that, strong legs meant movement, and for me, it then ended up being connection, because we used to run from county to county, perhaps, like walking and running and connecting like one. Before cars and transport came along, we would use our legs, and it just represented for me, strength in the legs is the ability to connect, to spread our wings through our legs and find others and explore and to learn. So here's to connection, here's to learning, here's to exploration and growth. Yeah. Deepening, having deepened and anchored me in even more. It's perhaps this is the time when I am connecting and traveling and yeah. So just massaging the feet as well. Massaging the feet, really bringing so much attention into these beautiful feet, letting them have their time in my hands, in my awareness, in my appreciation, and just digging in. Are there any areas that are sensitive? Really massaging in there, like any crunchy bits around the heels, and just tapping and slapping, and then grabbing the left foot and just shaking. And this is what we call a love pat. Shaking, shaking, shaking just allows for any realignment, and then just massaging up the thighs or the lower legs. I'm massaging up the thighs, and I'm just gonna hold the foot, hold the knee, and just bring the hip into this vortex motion. And all the while my hands are holding it, let the hip be activated. So using the muscles to do the movement, swirling it in both directions and placing it down. And then picking up the right foot and shaking, shimmy, 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 and love pat, shaking, 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 massaging up the lower legs, up the thighs, and then just allowing this vortex to happen consciously, using the muscles in the thigh to create the circles whilst it's being held by the foot is being held by the hand and the knee as well. And then just placing these down. Again, just rubbing from the hips to the knees, the hips to the knees. And if you've got any mala or shawl on, perhaps this is a nice time just to place anything that is sacred to you nearby, just knowing that everything that we bring onto the mat that is sacred to us is holding presence with us. So if ever we get a little flung out, a little bit overthinking, these items will hold everything for us that we're cultivating. So just slowly moving into child's pose. And maybe you have an awareness of something that you're wanting to cultivate. Maybe like me, you just don't know. What I do know though is that as I just soften my gaze, and not my outer gaze, even though my eyes are open, as I soften my inward gaze, I can feel my body as a whole, which is really nice. So I'm choosing to maintain this now throughout these moves, whatever asanas my body gets placed in. I'm going to maintain this awareness of the whole. So coming into child's pose. Massaging the feet with the hands. Third eye on the mat. Just grounding and grounding, being held by the earth. Being held by the earth that's always present, always stable. Letting everything go. Everything that's perhaps come to the surface through all these practice of movement and awareness already. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just discovering my wholeness within it all. So coming through cow, keeping nose long and low. I'm going to move through cat and cow a few times. and breathing, letting the breath now be audible, be noticeable. Knowing that as I do this, the prana is just moving and washing up and down the spine. So choosing to bring my awareness into my spine, into my vertebrae. And if you can't feel it, just slow the movement down. Actually feel like my movement is just being encouraged to be a bit quicker than normal. So I'm going with it. And then changing from cat to cow. I'm really arching the spine and allowing it to be moved. And then cow to cat. Back down to cow and then into tabletop. I'm going to start with thread the needle, bringing the right arm up to the sky, and it just feels like I'm flowing. Right side of the head to the floor and then coming back up again. Breathing up from the earth into the belly and out as I move back down and thread the needle. Gently bringing that leg backwards, bringing the left arm up to the sky, hugging the left arm into the shoulder. Looking down to the earth, lifting the left leg as I push down into the earth with the right arm and the right knee, just letting gravity have its way and then allowing the essence to bounce back up through me, so breathing up from the earth into the belly and out through the extended arm and leg. Breathing in from beyond the extended arm and legs into the heart and out through that eye and the side of the head into the earth. Soothing the brain into the earth, finding that resonance, breathing it from the earth into the center of the head and out through that extended arm and leg, and then coming back down bit by bit and coming back up, reaching the right arm up, and then coming back into tabletop and the left side, bringing the arm up to the sky, and then threading the needle. And then again, and then threading the needle, extending that right leg, feeling the right arm up to the sky, looking down into the earth, pushing into the earth with the left arm and the left knee as the right leg lifts off the earth. Feeling the back side of the body, opening the back side of the heart and breathing in from beyond the back of the heart into the heart. And out through the extended arm and leg. Breathe in from beyond the extended arm and leg into the heart. And out through the back of the heart and the side of the head into the earth. And breathing in from the earth and beyond the heart into the belly. And out through those extended arm and legs. Or arm and leg. And smiling as I come back down and reach that left arm up to the sky. Pushing my knees in, letting this be that which causes the rising. And back down into tabletop and then coming into crouching tiger, so tucking the feet under and just lifting the pelvis and keeping the belly on the thighs. Breathing up from the earth into the belly and letting it trickle down the spine into the earth. Breathing from the earth up the spine into the tip of the tailbone. Down those legs into the earth. As you breathe up from the earth, straighten the legs and breathe the heels down. And then push the left leg into the earth so the right leg rises and rises. Real straight line here. And bring the right knee to the right shoulder. And straighten again. Right knee to nose. And straighten right knee to left shoulder. And straighten. The right foot down, and then we're going to do the same with the left. Really point that toe, really create length in the body as you bring the left knee to the left shoulder. And then up again. Left knee to nose. And up again. To left to right shoulder. And up again. And then back down. And then again, right leg up to the sky, really straighten that. Breathe from the earth through the hands.
out that extended leg. And then breathe in from beyond that extended leg into the belly, and then infuse that into the belly as we step forward. Bring the hands between bring the foot between the hands, and just allow an opening in the pelvic region. And I'm just going to swirl my left hip in circles. Just breathe up from beyond that extended leg into the hip. And just feeling that energy swirl around inside this beautiful hip. Take it in whatever direction. I'm breathing from beyond the head into the hip. And out that extended leg. And dropping the knee. And then scooping in the earth and rising up. And just feeling a slight stretch in the front of my hips. Breathing up from the earth. Sinking the hip down. Breathing in from above my hands. And then coming back down and back into downward dog, kinda. Right leg to the sky. Bring them both back down. And just rest in downward dog for a moment, breathing from the earth into the tailbone. Finding my wholeness. Breathing out my legs into the earth. Toes in a little way, heels out a bit wider. If you haven't got your heels on the ground, don't worry. Just let it feel nice. Let it feel good. Feeling your wholeness. Let's feel our wholeness. Whole body. And then pushing into the earth so the left leg rises up. Breathing in from beyond into the belly and bringing the left leg forward. Exhale, infusing into the belly. Step the left leg between the hands and just feel that opening. And I'm just going to swirl some circles in the hip. Breathing from beyond the foot into the hip. And out the spine and the top of the head. And breathing from beyond the head into the pelvis as I turn the other way. And out the extended leg. Raising or dropping the right knee. Pushing into the earth and scooping up with the hands from chakra 10, Mother Earth. Letting her fall down. Breathing from above into the belly and out through those legs into the earth as I sink down. Breathing from the earth into the pelvis. And out through the chest, the arms, the hands. And then coming back down. Extending the left leg up to the sky. Reaching. And then back into downward dog. Just resting here a moment and finding, rediscovering a wholeness. Capturing the central essence. Letting the breath ignite this. So breathing up from the legs and down the spine into the earth. Letting the mind trace this pathway so it becomes really deep and illuminated. And the mind can anchor here and then, like a peripheral view, open up its awareness to be the whole body as well. And then perhaps chakra 12, this luminous egg, can also begin to become something more tangible for the mind to focus on. And just walking the feet up towards the hands, keeping the knees straight. Let the movement all be from the hips and push into the earth, flat back, halfway up. Eyes rolled to the top of the head and exhale down the spine into the center of the brain. Gentle nodding of the head. Breathe up through those legs into the pelvis, flat back. Eyes to the top of the head, exhale down the spine into the brain. And then we're going to come up into chair, so we're going to push into the earth, sweep the ground. Look up between the hands. Know that we're connected into the earth, and just let everything pour through from beyond and above, channeling through these electric hands into the head, down the spine, into the earth. Legs strong, pushing into the earth.
allowing the essence to rise up from the earth. Let the breath enhance it into the belly and out through the spine, the head, the hands. And then push into the earth and rise up. I'm going to swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, so breathe up the legs. Eyes to the top of the skull. Exhale into the head. And again, sweeping the earth, chair pose. Strong in the legs. Breathing out through the tip of the tailbone into the earth. Breathing from beyond my hands into my tailbone, out into the earth. And then pushing to the earth, we're going to rise up, bring the hands to pranam. And I'm just going to drift my weight onto the left side, just feeling this whole strong awareness down my body, down my left leg. Just pushing into the earth, letting the ankle do some circles, bouncing up and down on the knees. Letting the hips do some circles, and then move on to the right side. We're just creating awareness so that as we come into poses like tree, our mind is already ready, prepared, and excited at what might be. So leaning over onto the left side. Let's just push this left foot so far into the earth. Feel the body on the earth, pushing down into it, so the essence, is just being pushed down into the earth and rising up. So then this right leg just rises effortlessly, hanging loose, because every bit of strength, awareness, vibrancy and light is in this strong left side. Let it be strong, and just like swirl this right lower leg around so the knees bent and the left lower leg is just turning in circles. I'm just going to let the hip turn in circles. So I'm just going to draw circles on the space in front with the right knee as I push my left leg into the earth. And then bringing that leg down, rooting that right foot into the earth, really bouncing on the knee, moving the ankle, moving the hip, so much so the body is just weighted through. I can just feel my whole right leg, really, I could say very heavy. I'm going to say very grounded, very strong. And I'm feeling the sole of my foot placed on my mat. I'm feeling this push into the earth and knowing my essence is just flowing and rising. So much so that my left leg rises. Just this lovely floppy little left leg, because the right leg is strong. Strong, strong. Just my left ankle is turning in circles. My lower leg is turning in circles, very relaxed both ways. My knee now is drawing circles on the space in front of me, so my hip gets some rotation. All the while, my right leg is so strong. This is not about bouncing, this is about rooting and earthing. And then coming back down both feet onto the earth. And let's come into Tadasana. So I'm just going to lift my toes, activate my quads. Tuck my tailbone under slightly as I lift Muladhara, creating Mula Bandha, so our root lock. Breathing my navel back in towards my spine. Pushing into the earth as I feel my chest rise, shoulders up and back and down, hugging the heart from behind, the arms open slightly, the front of the shoulders, the fingers extended. Feeling my throat open. Feeling something moving through the back of my jaw, the back of my head. Up and up and up. Tethered to the sky, lifted to the sky, anchored into the earth. Be here now. Be whole. A mountain may crumble a bit at times and rocks may fall down, and yet the mountain is still the mountain. Wise presence. Breathing up from the earth into the belly, back down into the earth, through these strong, strong legs, connecting us throughout the land to different spaces and places which carry and harness and hold so much magic and wonder. Breathing up from the earth into the belly and back down into the earth through these strong legs that allow us to connect with others, with all sentient beings. Breathing up from the earth and then out into the center of the brain. Breathing from above the head into the center of the brain, into the belly, out through the strong legs into the earth, and then just bringing the backs of the fingers together, moving these hands up through the toric field, just allowing the line of the Sushumna, the central channel, to be ignited for the mind to find it again. Pushing into the earth, letting this action of pushing into the earth be that which causes whatever is moving to rise. Whatever aspect of our body is we choose to rise or is being chosen to rise, let the rooting, the pushing into the earth, provide the energy, the essence for it to happen. Just opening the arms as they're coming down and just feeling the aliveness in the hands, the aliveness of chakra 11. Pushing into the earth, the hands rise up through the centers of the mind. Let the mind focus in this central channel. And all the while it's focusing in the central channel, let it feel the tingling of the hands, the activated chakra 11, the infinite creative power of the universe in form. Pushing into the earth, the hands rise up, illuminating, activating for the mind to land on this central channel. And then let the mind softly open to hold our wholeness and to hold in its awareness the whole of the potential, creative potential pushing into the earth. So the hands rise. Let the hands open out to a V. And then we're going to bring the elbows down. I'm just going to turn and face you. We're going to bring the ears, bring the hands to be facing the ears. And then let the hands drop out a little bit at like 45-degree angle. And then just turn to look at the right hand. Breathe in from above the head into the center of the brain. And breathe out down through into the earth. Breathe from the earth into the center of the brain. And then out through the top of the head. Turn to the left. Breathe from above the head into the center of the brain. And out down through the body into the earth. Following that carved Sushumna. Breathe from the earth into the center of the brain. Breathe out through the top of the head. Turn to the right. Breathe in from above the head into the center of the brain. Breathe down through the central channel into the earth. Breathe from the earth into the center of the brain and out through the top of the head. Turn to the other side. Breathe from above into the head, through the channel into the earth. Breathe from the earth into the center of the head and out through the top of the head. Turn to the right. Breathe from above the head into the brain, down through the channel into the earth. From the earth into the center of the brain, out through the top of the head. Turn to the left, breathe from above the head into the brain. Soothing light down through into the earth. Breathe from the earth into the brain, Mother Earth. And out through the head, beyond. Bring the hands to the heart, one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Find your wholeness. Let's find our wholeness. Bring mind into the central channel and softly opening to the wholeness of this body. Mind into the central channel and opening into the wonder of what is. The mystery. Centered in the mystery, strong in the mystery, strong in the comfort of not knowing, And just bringing the hands together, pranam, as they push up through, rising to the top. Clasp the hands, point the 2 index fingers, hug the ears or the head gently with the sides of the arms, and just feel your strength pushing into the earth, rising up, pushing into the earth so the heart lifts just gently. Very, very, very gentle, slight back bend, and exhale through the top of the fingers. Lifting the eyes to the center of the brain, to the top of the fingers, to beyond. Breathing from beyond into the brain, into the heart, and down through the body. Coming to an upright position, we're going to push into the earth and just lean to the right. So just hug the right side so the left side opens. Breathe from the earth into that expanded rib cage. Through it and out through the arms and the pointed fingers. Breathe from beyond, down the rib cage, into the earth. As you rise up to the center and tip to the other side, contracting the left side so the right side opens. Breathe from the earth through that open rib cage. Bringing more awareness into this expansion so more of us can arrive here. Breathing out through the fingers. Breathe in from beyond the fingers into the expanded ribs. Bringing more of us into these ribs, through the strong legs into the earth, and rise up to center. And bringing my hands down to the back of my glutes, just pushing into the earth, pushing into the glutes with the hands, and just feeling then that natural ricochet from pushing into the earth. It's like my abdominal kind of lifts, my womb space lifts, and my solar plexus lifts, my heart lifts, bringing my shoulder blades down to lift from the back of my heart. Feeling my throat rise. Feeling my eyes look into my third eye and become aware of that region at the back of my head, the occipital area. Just feeling my crown being tugged up, roots rooted, heart to the sun. And then just softening and curling in gently. Softening and curling in just gently while standing, so the knees are soft. Finding this presence in softness, the wholeness that I am. Whether I'm soft or strong, I'm always whole and complete. Whether my mind is focused, whether my mind is soft and expanded, I'm always whole and complete. Whether my legs are being used with strength and vigor, or whether they are soft and floppy, I'm still whole, perfect and complete and absolutely beautiful. And I know my beauty when I see you. Looking into the eyes of another is an opportunity to see even more of my wholeness, more aspects of self I don't yet know, as I embrace this great mystery and bring my hands to pranam. Moving the feet heel and toe, feet wide apart, just slowly leading with my tip of my coccyx coming down into yogi squats. Slowly, so I can feel the engagement of my legs, my strong legs. I'm placing my hands on the floor, on the earth. Just breathing from beyond the body into the pelvis. Breathing into the back of the heart. Breathing into the front of the solar plexus. Top of the lungs, bigger than the body. And breathing out into chakra 12 or the space beyond. Wherever your mind wants to land. And then breathing in from wherever the breath landed. Into the belly, the solar plexus, the back of the heart, the top of the lungs, bigger than the body. And breathing out beyond the body. Breathing in from beyond the body as I feel my elbows push against my thighs and my thighs against my elbows. Breathing into the belly, the solar plexus, the front of the chest, the back of the heart, top of the shoulders, even beyond the body. Breathing out into the pelvis, tipping back and then bringing the hands to pranam, coming into yogi squat fully. Lengthening the spine. If you can sink your heels into the earth and really open out the soles of your feet, opening the feet to the earth, opening the heart, pushing the knees against the elbows, really contracting and infusing all that we've cultivated as I get nibbled by little ants or flies on my thigh. And still maintaining presence in my feet as I move. Lengthened spine, strong in this compact body that connects us to each other, to the land. Our body is our connection to this experience flowing through this body. It doesn't mean like we have to be strong and have all of what we think we need to have. It's just the determination to have presence, and then the realization that that's what we are. And then all of the connections to land, to others, just seems to happen naturally. It comes to us. And then seating bottom onto the floor and just forehead to knees, or letting the hands connect the knees and the forehead, just resting in this pose for a moment. Feeling your wholeness, feeling the expansion, the essence that we are, I am. And now honing this into the central channel, and then out into the whole body, and into the central channel. As you push down into the sit bones, let the spine lengthen. And then we're going to extend the right leg in front. Reach the heel out, put the left leg over the right knee. Do a seated spinal twist so the right elbow comes to the left knee, the left hand behind. And if your hands are inclined, your fingers inclined to find a mudra, then do so. Just turn the head to the left, let the eyes turn, and breathe in from above your head, down through that spine, into the belly. Infusing this all in, imagining the DNA twisted. Breathing out through that extended leg and beyond. Breathing in from beyond into the belly, and out through that twisted spine, infusing, allowing all the DNA to upgrade with the light of our single pointed focus, of our awareness, deep central awareness, of our expanded awareness, while maintaining the inner knowing. I am that I am. I am that I am. And then coming back down, laying both legs down, reaching up with the hands, and we're going to come into forward fold. Make the spine stay straight. I am that I am. Breathing out the legs, breathing from beyond the feet into the belly and out through the extended spine, out the top of the head. And then coming back to sitting, and we're going to put the right foot over the left knee. We're going to twist the other way. So extend that left leg, heel away, right hand behind you. Any mudras, have a play. See how they feel. As you breathe in from above the head into the belly, breathe out through that extended leg, eyes to the right. Breathe from beyond the foot into the belly, and out through the extended spine. The DNA coiled in your awareness is being infused, upgraded, all because we decided we want to play and explore and understand our wholeness so much more. I am that. I am. I am that. I am. And coming back to the center, I'll do a seated forward fold, so just gently reaching my arms up. Slowly, slowly, so I'm enhancing that awareness of my central channel. Pushing my sit bones into the earth and slightly back as I come forward, and my knees have to be bent for this. You do it your own way. I do it my own way. I wonder where we'll meet. Breathing in from above the head, down through that spine. Into the tip of the tailbone and through those strong legs. Our connection to the earth, to the land, to each other. And slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming up to seated. Let the breath give rise to the body. And then I'm going to come into pigeon with the left leg forward, so just bending that left leg, reaching that right leg behind. If you want any pillows or cushions to prop, then take a moment and get whatever you fancy, so you can be comfortable in your wholeness. Ooh, well, my toes are going onto a stinging nettle, so I'm going to come forward a bit. And my awareness is now beautifully in my toes. And I don't have any bolsters out here, so I am just going to sway for now. I'm just going to sway and let my awareness drop into my left hip. And just breathing through, gently hugging any tight spots, any crevices. Any places where I have not acknowledged my wholeness has not been acknowledged by my mind, because we were just overseeing and looking for everything scary in the world to try and be like defended and guarded. And now I don't have to be. So breathing through this hip, out through that extended leg. Breathing from beyond the toes, through the tingling toes. Through the strong leg into the right hip, out the spine. And just sinking my hip into the earth as my spine then lifts up. Heart lifts. And then letting the heart fold over. I'm just going to be resting on my forearms. Just resting and softening. Softening the body. And letting the mind come into this strong central channel. So right now the body is soft, and yet there's a strength on the inside. It's like a strength and magnetism into the core. Just magnetizing more of my mind, my awareness, into this central channel. So my mind is focused and my heart can do what my heart does, which is just envelop everything, love everything, reveal love in everything, reveal love from everything. And so all this little tight spot in the crook of my hip, I'm just going to let my heart have its way, and I'm just going to let my shoulders come down my spine and just hug the back of my heart, which Just brings my awareness more into my heart space, and my head is just resting. I'm going to just rest my chin into my hands. I just want to be here right now, feeling, noticing, just with a gentle wonder, a gentle kindness and softness. Keeping your foot flexed to protect your knee. And feeling your belly expand, and maybe press onto your thighs as the air opens the base of our vessel. If you want to come out of this pose, do so. Just go with you. And bringing my awareness into my core, focused on the central channel. And I'm focused into the luminous egg, surrounding the whole body. The divine only creates the divine. Bring the mind into the central channel and back into the egg, allowing a feeling of awe, of wonder, of adoration, igniting this egg for my mind to land on it, so it can be like, oh wow, so beautiful. Bringing the mind into the core at the same time as it immerses itself and bathes in the beauty and wonder of the mystery and magic of life. Centered in the core and bathed in the infinite and the unknown. And it's so beautiful. And breathing up from beyond the toes, the extended leg into the belly. And out through the spine and the top of the head. And the whole heart just expanding beyond the body. Breathing from above the head through the central channel and out through the extended leg. All the while the heart is making itself known everywhere. And then we're going to slowly rise up, using the earth to help us. So just pushing my hands into the earth, pushing my sit bones in. I feel my spine just swaying as I rise up one vertebrae at a time. Just doing it like a little rag doll and just enjoying it. No rigidity, just the way I want to. Just putting my hands on my knee and my ankle and sinking my hip bones down, and just feel the ricocheting then of my belly coming forward. Breath rising my solar plexus and my heart and my smile. I'm bringing my right knee up. I'm just going to hug both knees in for a moment and enjoy the softness of the transition and the movement into this as well. Gently. Hands on third eye or straight onto knees with the third eye. Just grounding and anchoring and feeling the core, the strong awareness of it without having to do anything. The strength always being provided when we are connected. Consciousness is our strength. Breathing from above the head down into the solar plexus, where the mental body is anchored, and then breathing out into the belly and down into the earth. Breathing up from the earth into the belly, into the solar plexus. Expanding the solar plexus with the breath, stretching it open. And breathing out through the top of the head. As we then come into pigeon on the other side, so right leg in front, left leg behind. Slowly, just enjoying, letting the back leg be aligned and just coming so gently into this. There's no rush, there's no need to be anything other than this moment and this invitation. So just swirling in circles this left hip as she illuminates and blossoms into my awareness. I'm still on my toes, so I feel my toe extended. Letting my awareness be in these places, letting my awareness be in more places than one. Beautiful opportunity to train my mind to be on the inside. Be on the inside. And then pointing the toe behind. And just pushing the left hip slightly into the earth and just feeling it open at the front. Keeping the right foot extended. Just protect the knee. Just swirling in circles. Maybe you're feeling your right hip. Maybe you're feeling your left. Maybe you're feeling both. Maybe you're feeling something completely different as I feel my right hamstring on my sit bone. So I'm just going to hug this. Breathe in from beyond the toe and into the belly through these areas that I'm really aware of. Breathing through the spine and beyond the head. Breathing from above the head into the pelvis. And out that extended leg. Pushing down into the earth. Pushing that left leg away to help kind of lengthen my lumbar area. So I breathe in and let my solar plexus lean, reach forward, reach up, and then my heart comes up and my shoulders come back and down. My throat comes up and so does my smile. And I feel the sun on my face. And then I soften and feel the strength of my core, my light core. Breathe in through this channel of light from above the head into the chest, into the solar plexus, and out through that extended leg. Breathe through the extended leg into the solar plexus. And out through the heart, throat, the top of the head. Breathing into the heart. And then letting the heart take me down. Take me down, heart. And I'm just going to lean on my forearms, my palms down, and just find presence, my wholeness in this moment. And I'm going to hug my hip, and I'm going to swirl in some circles. If ever you feel like a tightness, and you know you're at your edge, love into the edge. Soften into the edge. You don't have to push through it. You don't have to back off of it. Just dance with it. And I find the spirals and moving in circles just really helps me to teeter around with it, play with it. Give myself permission not to have to go too far and not to have to run away. Just play my flexibility in my own way. So bringing my awareness into the light channel within. Breathing from above the head, breathing more light into the solar plexus, feeling the back of my heart open. And feeling my heart just swell. Hugging any tight spots, like the back of my left thigh is just feeling, is drawing my awareness into it right now, so I'm allowing it. My awareness is in the back of my left thigh and my whole of my heart. And it's just this pulsing essence which surrounds the whole of this body. And it's so amazing. Wow. Just feeling anything that allows you to remember what it's like to adore, to be in awe, and knowing that this can support our mind in honing in and finding the wonder and the mystery that made the body, that we are truly, that is connected to the whole of the universe, that is the whole of the universe coming into a form that we can begin to recognize. And then it drops down and condenses and formulates the body. I am that. I am softening, 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 relaxing, melting, letting it be loving, hugging any spots that want a hug right now, and being in the center, letting the mind be held with this liquid light, this ray of light, which is the whole of the universe. Playing at being Nick, playing at being you. I am you. Breathing from above and beyond, from infinity through this body, through this light channel, and out through that extended leg. Breathing from beyond the toe into the body. Where is it landing for you as you breathe out the other end? Soften, melt. Soften and melt. And relax. And I'm just going to support my head in my hands. And just feel some little shaky movements going through me. Knowing that high frequency is moving through and maybe coming up against some little gaps, some gunkiness, some crevices which haven't yet got light pathways consciously established through them, or just missing a bit of light. And just knowing that any vibrations and movings, things that we'd often call anxiety, is actually high frequency energy trying to get through, moving through. So let's support it moving through with the knowing and trusting that the divine only creates the divine, and love is all there is. And there is no limit to how much love we can know, we can emanate, that we are. Feeling our wholeness and so much more. And then my mind just drifted out in like, oh gosh, I wonder if my sound's gone and you can even hear this. And alas, who knows? The mystery of life and the art of being comfortable not knowing, the art of being present not knowing, the art of being seated in the core of the body, knowing that this is all I need to know. And the rest will move through, flow through, guide and magnetize. And then gently coming back up, one vertebrae at a time in your own way, whether it's like spiraling up, whether it's coming up with a strong spine, it really doesn't matter. Just stay in the body and follow how the body wants to come up and move and rise again to greet the sunshine and the breeze and the bird song. As I keep my awareness in the core of my body and open out to the environment. Breathing in from beyond the toes into the belly, into the solar plexus, and out the body through the top of the head. And then tipping onto the right sit bone. I'm hugging both my knees together slowly, 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 just admiring any perceived stiffness. As often my yoga teacher would say, like if there's stiffness in the body, often this is felt, and it's the case when high frequency energy has been moving through, when we've been expanding our consciousness, learning more, unlearning, discovering more, and our system becomes illuminated, is able to hold higher frequencies, is able to transmute and anchor in the lower ones, like whatever it is. Stiffness is a wonderful sign that we are. I'm here. I'm here. and breathing. And just hugging in and witnessing all that you are, your wholeness, our wholeness. The central channel, the light thread that is the certainty and the strength of all that is coming into form. Oh, does that mean that we are all that is in form? And coming into a comfortable seated position. Pushing sit bones into the earth and just feeling the spine rise, and just let the spine snake again. So push the sit bones into the earth. How is the spine now? And literally as I just asked that, I'm feeling the essence rising from the earth in through the tip of my coccyx, through my lumbar. And my breath is just breathing it upwards as well. Now, I'm not trying to make this happen, this is just what I'm noticing. It's not nice, I don't have to do anything or think about it, it's just happening. Yay. Feeling it move through my thoracic, and then my shoulders want to dance around with it too, just moving with the spine, doing their own thing. The body knows how to play, how to move, how to digest, how to grow, how to heal, how to repair. As my throat rises to the light and it moves through my throat. Again, the movement is coming from the sit bone, and yet it's just effortlessly rising, and the chin drops down and it moves through the back of the head and the center of the brain, and it curls round the front and drops down into the third eye space, which is the space between my eyes and down the bridge of my nose. Down my lips, down my chin, down my throat, down through my chest, through my navel, down through my abdomen, the front of my abdomen, to the front of my pubic bone, down across my yoni into my tip of my tailbone, and just feeling this orbit do its own thing. And then feeling at the same time the thread from beyond the head. It's like the tiny gossamer thread, connected, eternal, and these inner orbits moving, circulating. And so just slowly, slowly going to come down into Shavasana. So slowly, so our awareness stays as the wholeness that we are, letting the forearms come down, the elbows first, and so one vertebrae at a time. So if you have a microphone in your shorts, then you can move that to the side and just come down one vertebrae, giving each vertebrae all your loving awareness. Liquid light just like pouring into each one. And I'm going to shuffle. I've got like the odd twig under my mat. Sometimes we have to make adjustments to get comfy. Just let one leg at a time come down. Let your feet just flop out and in, so your hips can rearrange, can do whatever they want to do. Lift your heart to the sky. Lift your head and put it back down. Just let your spine roll around on the earth like a dog does sometimes, just rolling around. Any rearrangements. If your hands want to come up and maybe you want to do a full body stretch. Breathe out, sticking your tongue out. And just come into Shavasana. Just rest, knowing that your strength is what keeps you here. Strength is what made you. It's the whole of us, and so much more. And just open. Let go. Or simply become. I'll call us out in a minute. Just begin to lengthen your breath, or simply stay relaxing and resting in Shavasana for as long as you feel to. If it's time to move, then just let your breath be that which ignites and
yourself quickening at the core with the breath. And then using the toning of M-A, Ma, to come into form. Let yourself roll onto your side and use the toning to bring you into any position to movement as we slowly come up to sitting. Just finding your comfort. I'm just going to chant an Om to land. Just to land my awareness back into this core, into the central channel. And then watch my gentle mind open out into my wholeness of my body. And tune in into the environment around me. And what a beautiful environment this is. The body, this beautiful environment as well. And this central channel, my strength, which always is. Oh, thank you so much, my glorious friends. It's been beautiful to be here. It's been so beautiful to be here. Just curiously noticing, checking in with what I came to the mat with. And as soon as I just asked that, I just felt this